This is MIcornus Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Today, when I'm back on part 2 of this great topic, we are speaking about some health habits that you cannot learn from school, some health habits that school cannot teach you. And this is part 2 today that we're dealing with. And remember, on this platform, we are developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And this is why we are teaching wisdom principles and kingdom principles on this platform. And I hope that you learn quite a bit and you share this with your loved ones as well. Now, the first point that I want to deal with today, we want you to remember that stress not managed becomes a disease not prevented. Stress not managed, it becomes a disease that is not prevented. Now, this is very important for us to understand that stress is not adding value in your life. Stress is not actually making you healthy. It is actually bringing up disease. And majority of the people today, they are actually stressful situation. They are losing their lives because of stress, and they are sick today because of stress, and they cannot actually live a healthy life because of stress as well. So please be careful of stress because it can actually cause diseases in your life. Now, unprocessed stress is the most expensive invisible bill you can run up, because most of the time there are some stresses that are internal that you're not even aware of what stresses you. There are people that are stressed and not even aware that they're stressed. And that's something that we need to speak about as well. Because you might be stressed and not even aware that you're stressed. And some of us ignore stress in a way that we are not even aware that we're stressed. So therefore, stress, when it is unprocessed, it becomes a very expensive bill that you can ever pay. And most of the time, then many people, because of stress, they even get sick. They go to doctors and doctors say, but we see nothing. We cannot diagnose you. We see nothing. Only to find that the person is actually living under stress that it causes heaviness on their body, and they are not even able to diagnose what sickness is. Even the doctors cannot be able to diagnose. So therefore, stress becomes very, very detrimental. So pay it daily through movement, because most of the time we stay still. Most of the time we actually sit in one place, and while we are eaten up by stress, but you need to move and not sit in silence, not sit in one place. So make sure that you actually sometimes retreat as well. As much as we say exercise and move, but also sometimes you need to retreat from the stresses, from that which stresses you, and be in isolated places where you alone or you're with people that don't stress you. Now, remove yourself from stressors, because some of the stressors are people that you are with. There are people that you stay with, and we have seen that, especially in relationships whereby people are stressed by relationships like girlfriends, boyfriends, and so on. And as a young man, we want you to be aware of that if a person is a stressor, you need to actually disconnect yourself from stressors. Because some of you are stressed by your own friends, but you need to disconnect from those people that are causing stress in your life. And that's very key that we mentioned that as well. So you need to make sure that you rest enough somewhere, somehow, because most of the stresses are caused by overworking, exhaustion in your body, and therefore you're stressed because of that. And I want to say that you need to rest. You need to really make sure that you rest as well, because as much as you rest, that will help your body to actually revitalize, get fresher, and get better again. And that's very key that we emphasize that as well. Secondly, drink water like your brain depends on it, because it does depend on it anyway. Drink water like your brain depends on it, because it surely depends on it. Many of us don't realize how healthy it is to drink water. You need to drink water as much as you can, and therefore we always advise on this platform that at least take about 2 to 3 liters a day of water, consciously so. You cannot actually just drink a glass and 2 glasses and think that you've rehydrated enough, because most of our depression, stresses, and so on, is purely because the brain is not well functioning because of lack of water. The more you drink water, the more you think properly. And I'm sure some of you have realized that sometimes when you feel exhausted in your mind, you feel even drowsy and sleepy. If you drink water and enough water, you start to become revitalized and even think better. So drink water in a way that your mind actually become revitalized. So it is very, very important because your brain needs that water drink. Now, water is actually very key because our bodies are actually consisting of a lot of water. In fact, our bodies, according to medically, they say our bodies are at least about 85% of water on our bodies. So therefore, dehydration sometimes happens without you being aware, because just the water level in your body is gone low, and therefore you are not aware of that. And sometimes you feel like you're drowsy, you feel like you're sleepy, you feel like you're tired, and so on. And sometimes it's just really lack of water in your body. And we want to emphasize that drinking water is very, very important. Now, 2% drop in hydration produces measurable drop in cognitive functioning. And as I've just said, that just a 2% drop in hydration, you start to really, some of the people start to think slowly, some of the people start to struggle in thinking, and some of the people start struggle actually in remembering. You start becoming forgetful as well, and those are some signs. Sometimes you become drowsy, sometimes you feel like you're sleepy and exhausted, and it's just a drop in hydration level. And I want to emphasize the use of water in the body, and that's very key, that you drink enough water. So therefore, the cheaper performance upgrade available to any human being cost is almost nothing. It's basically just drinking water. And we want to emphasize, as a young man, develop a habit of drinking water. And water is life, by the way. Now, the other thing that I thought I should actually bring today on this platform is prevention is always cheaper than treatment in life. So therefore, 1 hour of exercise today, it costs you far less than 1 year of medical pills and bills and treatment tomorrow. So therefore, there are things that you can do now that might actually save you later. And that is why we've emphasized in the previous session that exercises, they might actually save you bills and bills of sicknesses and diseases because you've just exercised today. I mean, just a little exercise today that may actually make your body to live longer. And that's very, very important. So prevention of sicknesses is better than the treatment of that sickness or the cure of it. So the wealthy investment in health is very important. So therefore, earlier you invest in your health, the more you actually going to see the results of it. So please make sure that you invest a lot in your health as a young man, and don't neglect your body. So make sure that you look after your body very well. There's another thing that I want to just bring and drop maybe in your mind, and this is your posture communicates it before you speak. Your posture communicates it before you speak. And straight spine, open chest, relaxed jaw sometimes. It really shows how healthy you are. And this is very important that we mention that. There's a man called Jim Rohn who taught that physical bearing signals confidence to your nervous system, and not just to other people, not just to other people. So meaning that when confident people will stand up and become strong, and it's not just a display to other people. And basically, it's a confidence basically to your nervous system. Your nervous system is healthy, and that's the reason why you're confident as well. And that's how he teaches that. But I want to emphasize that it's very important that you regard your nervous system as very important and very key in your body, that you actually regard your nervous system as very important. Now, I want also for us to understand that healthy body is making you feeling good every day. And most of the time, people that are having healthy body, they actually become more sociable even during the day with people. They socialize with people. They become more happier actually in life. And I want us to close today with this, that the discipline to eat well is the same discipline that builds wealth. The discipline to eat well is the same discipline that builds wealth. So self control is not separate muscle for different areas of life. When you control yourself, then you are able to control yourself in other areas as well. So this is very important. So it is one muscle that actually discipline you in this, that discipline you in that as well. So that's one thing that we need to remember. So train that muscle. And train it with food, and you train it for money as well. And when you train it in discipline in food, you train it in discipline in money, you train it also in discipline in time and relationships too. And that is why the concept of fasting gets into play here, because what fasting does, it disciplines your body. And you'll realize that people that are able to fast, you are able to discipline yourself in other areas because you are able to discipline your body anyway. So it's the same muscle that you discipline while you're fasting that will discipline you in many other areas of life. And I want to emphasize that for our young men today, because that will help you going forward. I want to end up here today, your host, MIcornus Phokane. I'm the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. Remember, on this platform, we are developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And we do this through kingdom principles. And I hope that you learn out of this. And this was part 2 of this great topic. I would love to embark on part 3 tomorrow. So please join us there. But don't forget our social media platforms, our Facebook page, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and my personal Facebook page, MIcornus Phokane. So please like them and follow us there. Don't forget our TikTok account, our Instagram account. They are under MIcornus Phokane. So please like those as well and follow them. Our YouTube channel is under Young Men Empowerment Forum. And I want to urge you to follow us on the YouTube channel. And the good Lord is going to bless you as you do that. Our YouTube channel is having a lot of videos that were posted in the past, and would like you to subscribe to it. And please share these platforms with your loved ones, your friends, families, and your colleagues at work as well. They might find this very useful as well, and I believe that God will bless you as you do that. Allow us to check out right here till we meet again with part 3 of this great topic. God bless you, and cheers for now.